Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So today we are working on a custom-made build for another simmer, and this home is the home of the Netflix series Heartland. Heartland, if we're going to be posh. So that is what we're working on today. It's a smidge laggy for me. Why is that? Okay, there we go, fixed it, I think. Anyway, so yes, that is what we're doing today. I haven't personally watched the series myself. I did start watching it and then got distracted building. So maybe it's something I need to watch. But anyway, that's what we're doing today. So this house is the Heartland house. We do have a barn over to the left that I also incorporate in a moment. All of the first start of this video was like 20 minutes long down to 4 minutes sped up. How that works, I suppose it is times 4, so it makes sense. But yeah, a lot of time put into this and a very small video. So, you know, hey ho. The barn I was struggling a little bit with. It isn't actually this high in the end. This is a complete mess right now that you're watching. It doesn't end up that bad. But I think I am not used to doing this type of roofing, so it did take me a minute, but I do make it smaller because I was like, that is just extreme. But it turns out nicely. There's a lot going on, but I think it looks nice. I do really like this home. I think it is really cute. I think it is like a perfect little ranch home. It's not too big. It's like a nice sized house. It is for 2 young adults and 2 infants. A girl and a boy, I think they're twins, presumably. But yeah, that's who this home is for specifically. Obviously you could change it to what you wanted. There is a spare bedroom in here as well, and there's an upstairs area which I didn't fill. It's not very big, but I kind of thought you could use it as like a loft or an attic space, but you could also convert it to a bedroom if you really wanted. So it's nice to have that option. I like it when you've kind of got like a bit of bonus space, you know, that you can kind of like decorate if you want to, but you don't have to. I kind of like that in my builds, because if you guys know me, I have like a billion children, so it's always good to have bonus space because you never know. But yeah, I really enjoyed making this house. I have been doing a bit more like modern builds, and as you guys know, my favourite thing is suburban homes and ranch homes and just more rustic houses, I guess, and a bit more family orientated rather than modernised necessarily. I don't not like making modern houses, but it's definitely not what I'm like great at, so I much prefer doing these styled houses. What's wrong with me today, guys? My voice is going. But I do really like how it turned out. I think it is a really nice shape. It's not too big. I was a bit worried that I would get the shape wrong because obviously it is from an actual building, but it turned out really nicely. I really like how the outside looks as well. I did use quite a lot of debug, mostly from Horse Ranch. We do end up having a pond as well, a little one at the front. I didn't want to make it like overly crowded because sometimes I feel like I put too much clutter around the house and there's just too much. So I wanted to make it feel like a ranch house where you've got like, you know, lots of stuff scattered everywhere, but like not too much because it's a bit much. And I didn't put anything behind the house because it was kind of like a weird shape to film, and I thought perhaps in the future they could add toys or something for the children, but right now they are babies, so there's no point adding anything just yet. But when they get a bit older, I thought it could be altered to fit some play equipment or something like that, or whatever. And we do have this area in the top corner for the hurdles. I don't know what they're actually called, but you know, they're jumping things and barrels, and yeah, so that is what I have that for. I did want to have a bit of a border to the driveway. As you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of terrain paint, so it did take me quite a while. We got there in the end. It's kind of like a gravel texture. I think it looked good in the end. It kind of matched what I was going for quite well. I did just fill it in to make it a bit less gappy, but I quite like adding borders to my pathways because it kind of like emphasises it just a little bit more. It's kind of like outlining it, you know. Yeah. How adorable is this barn, guys? I think it's really cute. I particularly like it, and the fact that it's this deep red colour I just think is very generic, but like in a good way. And the little balcony as well, like how cute. I'd certainly love to live here myself. Imagine in the middle of nowhere, just peace and quiet. Yes, please. Living the dream. I really wish we had more landscaping. I wish that was like a base game update. I kind of feel like I use the exact same things over and over, and it still looks nice, don't get me wrong, but I'd love to have a bit more shrubs to use. Surprisingly, most of the landscaping that I do use is base game, so you know, at least if you download the house, you'll always have the landscaping. But yeah. So the new stuff pack is out tomorrow, guys. I'm very much looking forward to it. Any extra content, I'm like, yes. And especially because it's a kitchen one, like, hello, you know, I love my kitchens. So that'll be exciting. So expect some content from that tomorrow. I'll probably be live streaming later on tonight. I was supposed to yesterday, but time just ran away from me. But I am currently working on a housing estate, and it is massive. If you watched yesterday's video, you'll know about it, but if you didn't, it is 11 houses I'm working on. Obviously not all of them will be filled because you can only have 8 sims living in them, but I thought for people who use mods in their game, you can also decorate the extra houses if you want to, but I am going to leave them unfurnished but still with a floor plan. So yeah, that'll be fun. It is a bit manic, to be honest. It is massive. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. There's a lot to do, but it's fun. It's nice to challenge myself with these massive builds. Don't know why I do it to myself, but it's still fun. So I did struggle a little bit with the stairs. I think I did some of it off camera. I could be wrong, I might have filmed it all. Wasn't really sure how to make it work. It wasn't working right. It was clipping in the roof and trying to make the space bigger upstairs to make it work, and it just wasn't functioning. But it did work in the end. I think I needed to add a little bonus space up here, but yeah, I think it did work in the end. There we go. Don't give up, see? So now we're just working on the furnishings. I do really like this kitchen. I know I always say that, but if I don't like something, I'll also say, you know, like sometimes I'm like, it could have been better. The lounge of this house I'm not like majorly fond of. It's not bad, but I don't know. Like I could have used the space a bit better, but I do really like this kitchen. I think it's a nice size. It's not too big, not too small. It's got everything you need and just fits right, you know. Especially for a family of 4, I think it's kind of like a nice cozy space. Obviously, you could have more or less sims living here if you wished, but for this particular summer, it was for 4 sims. So yes, I do really like the colour scheme as well. I wanted to make sure it was kind of like very wooden and more rustic vibe to it, but I just really like it. And these chairs, I think they're from Cottage Living. I could be wrong, but I think they're really cute. The little ties on the back of the chair are such like an old-fashioned style. My nan has chairs like that where she's got the covers tied at the back like that. I just think it's really cute and very like cozy. I wasn't sure what to do for the blinds or the curtains in this room. I did end up going for some blinds. The black kind of fits, I suppose. I probably wouldn't go for that myself. I don't know what I'd use instead, but it was the best I could see that fit this kind of like the vibe that I wanted. This room, I wish I could have done more with. I wasn't really sure how to fill the space as best as possible because it's also the hallway, so I didn't want to like overly clutter it. So I did leave a little bit of space by the door so there was more room to walk around, but I don't know. I mean, I still filled the space well, but I don't know. Just me being fussy, to be honest. But I do really like it. I love the wooden tones with the white and the touch of green and red. I just think it's very like autumnal and like cozy. I don't know, I just really like it. I think the toys add like an extra little cuteness to it as well, because it's kind of like, I don't know, feels more lived in to me personally. And the little lamp over the singular chair I think is really cute as well. Now we move on to the bathroom. As always, they're kind of not the same, but I do really like it. Well, like I say, they all kind of look the same. I kind of go for the same sort of vibe for each of them, but I do always like how they turn out. I kind of like to make them look very like rustic, but like clean looking. I don't like too much going on. I feel like sometimes I overclutter them and then it's like, it's a bit too much. So I like to make sure that it's spacious and clean, but still feels lived in, which is kind of a hard thing to balance at times. Sometimes I go over the top, sometimes I go not too much over the top, but it's like not enough. So it's kind of finding that happy medium of what works for you and the shape of the house and how much money your Sims have as well sometimes. Obviously when I do these builds I don't have a budget in mind, just kind of just roll with it, which is always much easier because you can kind of go wild, but I don't know, just have to read the room, I guess, literally. Just make sure that you've got enough of everything you need, but don't overdo it. I think that's my best advice for building generally. I think sometimes when you're doing a room and you think, oh, I finished that quickly, or I should add more, but then you do add more and you're like, that's a bit much. So just finding that good balance. And I also include the new dressing table from the Modern Luxe kit, and this is gorgeous. I think it is perfectly fitted for this room, plus that thing on the wall is actually a TV, which is really cool, and it looks like a picture, which I think it is. Just really cool. So yeah, I'm going to end the voiceover here just before we come to the end of the video, because I know I ramble on at the end and just always. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you like my Heartland home for this other wonderful summer, and I will likely be back tomorrow with another speed build. Be sure to join me over on my Twitch channel at LauraAbbeyX, where I'm going to be working on my housing estate today. So yes, thank you all so very much for watching, and I shall see you guys tomorrow. Thanks guys, bye! Yeah, it's all I know. Forget about the past. You and I could be lasting. This time we could be lasting.